I'm going to do a tear down example of a viral onboarding web app called Miro. So what Miro is, it's basically an online whiteboard, and they allow you to create diagrams. I just signed up for this recently. I'm using it to diagram out our entire auto sales funnel and just kind of write some sticky notes. And I'll probably be using it very soon to track results and collaborate with other team members, because it's, we've been using Google Drawings for certain things that I think Miro will actually just be a better replacement for in terms of tracking, documentation, collaboration. And so far, it's pretty great tool. Obviously, a lot of work went into it, and to have over 25 million users already. Now, I don't know how long the company has been around for, but I can guarantee, because of how they did this onboarding and because it's a good product and because of this viral loop, they've probably grown pretty fast. So a viral loop, though, can overlap a little bit with this concept of the network effect. So the difference is that with a viral loop, it doesn't have to be about inviting people because it makes the platform more valuable, although that could be a big motivation or incentive to do so. A viral loop could simply be like YouTube, for example, and the viral loop that is constantly in motion. You don't really notice it now because everyone knows about YouTube at this point. The market in terms of brand awareness, product awareness is saturated. But when YouTube was growing, the viral loop happening there was people would click a button to share on social media, through email, to copy the link and chat it over to friends because, it was another funny cat video or whatever the case was. Now getting people to actually watch the video so that you can kind of have this shared experience was the incentive. And there wasn't a direct incentive for your friends to be on it because, somehow that made it more valuable for you. But purely as a consumer, that's the viral loop that was at play. In the case of Miro, it's sort of like, collaboration, a little bit of project management, diagramming, brainstorming, communication. They have like some interesting features, which you'll see as I walk through it here. There's a little bit of network effect in there in the sense of like, if you have a team of people or professionals that you want to collaborate with, there's a network effect in the sense of you get them on the platform, it becomes more valuable because it's a communication channel that you can both share and use and work on. But viral in the sense that, there's a clear motivation just to share it, and it's going to be at least 1.00000 for every 1.00000 one people. That's the minimum that you need to have a viral coefficient is so that viral coefficient just means that for every one person that signs up, the viral coefficient is how many people on average that each new user results in another sign up for. So as long as it's anything over 1, it's considered viral because, even it's 1.0001, the growth trajectory that ultimately compounds is exponential. That's what everyone wants to go for, right? Extreme growth. I'm reading this book called Blitzscaling right now by Reid Hoffman. I look forward to sharing some of my learnings from there in upcoming videos. So be sure to leave a comment, and especially subscribe to our email list. But without further ado, let's looking through your sign up onboarding viral actually looks like. Now again, I want you to pay special attention not just to the viral aspects of this, because I think that you can take a lot of inspiration just from funnel strategy. I talked a lot about sales funnels and funnel strategy. I've talked in previous videos about the 11 laws of funnel physics. I've talked about how we're applying them again and again to get compounding growth here at AutoGrow. Law of friction, I'm going to call that right here, because the first step is that you want to get people to the door, right? That's what Miro wants to do. So people are sign up, and what options do they get for sign up? Well, you obviously type name, work, email, password, okay, agree to the terms of service. They introduced a little bit of friction on purpose because you're not going to use a legitimate email. They will detect and they'll just block it. So for example, if you try to use, mailinator.com, they won't accept that. And a lot of businesses don't do that. They let you fake emails and they don't automatically detect it and block it. So there's a little bit of filtering in there, which is good. It urges people to use their real email addresses, gmail.com, at autorow.co, for example, form fields and a checkbox, get started in. Or even more seamless, you can plug in with Google. That's the most common one because they've A/B tested this and they know that most people are willing to sign up with Google. Or you can authenticate. They're looking to, so this is this with the headline and what they stage, 3 whiteboards, and unlimited teammates for free. Now, right off the bat, unlimited teammates for free, we'll come back to this point, but it's in their best interest actually to give unlimited teammates, even though at the same time, it's a freemium company, meaning the base product is free, but then if you want more benefits, more features, unlimited everything, whatever, you have to be a paying customer. Now, part of their model is that you actually do pay for users. So it's a little bit nuanced. So we'll come to that because it's interesting. And why do they want to offer unlimited users in terms of you inviting other people? It's in their interest, right? They want that virality. They want the free advertising. It's baked into their business model in terms of how they design the product. They don't want just random people coming in. So they're introducing a little bit more friction. It's still pretty simple. So you have to copy and paste this ID code to confirm your email address. So they'll send it to you. Then you have to come back. All right. You type it in and now you're in. So the first question that they ask you is setting up your team. What's your team's name? So inherently, again, you can see how it's designed for you to even just immediately be in that frame of team, because they could totally make it, be like a standalone tool. No one else has to sign up. People can just come in and on. But just by asking you to set up their team, they're persuading you and putting you in that frame of mind of, like team, and then you branch in your mind, like who's on the team? Okay, Joe, Mary, Sally, Sue. The names I'm calling out are like from the 1950s. I know, I'm not that old, I promise. It's just basic names come to mind. So they're putting you in that frame of mind, and that's persuasive for later on. So they're kind of, they're persuading you. So there's a book by Robert Cialdini. Robert Cialdini wrote Influence, and his second book, Persuasion, is all about kind of pre-framing. And this is a good example of that, okay? Because it persuades you to think, who am I going to be inviting perhaps later to make this product even more useful and to get more value out of it. Set up and continue once you name and they give you this checkbox, which I guess allows you, if someone else in the domain that you're using wants to check it off. But it's interesting, like this form actually just expands one form field at a time to ask you these other questions, which are very, very specific. And I think that a lot of this is sales related. So you're in the door, and they're introducing more friction. Part of this could potentially, the way that they design it, it could be actually security related because, they just don't want everyone and bots coming on in. But it's definitely sales related. For example, the question, how large is your company? That allows them to know, for follow-up emails that they might send you and follow-up sales and marketing messages, okay, they might fall into this niche. So they can personalize their messages to you. And then who are you? What's your job title? Are you the VP of marketing? Are you business owner? Are you something else? Someone or something else? Your role. How many tips do they need to get started? Set up and continue. Note the word choice. Set up and continue. Okay. So it's putting in that frame of mind, okay, I'm setting up my account. Even though pretty much all these questions are, let's be honest, probably sales related and a little bit of personalization. Invite teammates. Okay, so we're at the third step now. If you count, the initial sign up step. Now they've already persuaded you by asking you to name your team. Okay, so now that's already in your mind, the step after, 2 more steps later, they're saying, okay, now it's time to invite teammates. And they give you multiple options all in one place. So you can type out emails and click send. So it's interesting. It doesn't, like, this form could have been really complicated. They could have had tabs. But they just threw it all on there. Okay, you can invite, you can connect your contact book, you can connect Slack and get contacts from there, or you can copy and paste this link, or you can, type in emails and send invitations manually. For security, I would assume that they probably have some sort of limit on the number of emails that they'll send. Maybe they'll send, even if you type in 100 emails, they'll probably send it to the first 5 and see what happens, and then either block your account if you're a bot or something, or let you keep going. And they give you the option. Notice how it's designed. It's there, but it's subtle. Skip for now. Okay, so you can still get access to the product without being required to send invites to anyone. But again, it's going to be a repetition of this team and the idea of inviting other people to get more value and to make it, inherently more useful by having more people who are from your team or from your company, whatever the situation is, on the tool itself. Okay, you can get an example of what it looks like, if you're typing in emails. And then one thing that I think is not so optimized, just in terms of the presentation, I think they could do better with this. They're doing fine, trust me. They don't necessarily need my tips here, but if you were to do this, and if they were happening to be watching this, I would say you want to shorten that link because it can look a little scary to some people, and it's like, okay, why is it so long? Like, what's the point? So someone on the back end didn't think about that from a marketing standpoint. So someone from marketing needs to, or growth or whatever, needs to talk to their engineers there. Now, okay, you're past that step. What do you want to do? They don't even show you the interface still yet, but they're still onboarding you. They're saying, how do you want to use our tool? Okay, they're looking to get you invested, and this is what's really important with onboarding flows, is they want to get, in general, users invested in the product, in the tool. If you're providing a service, the probability of a client having a good experience is if they are invested and they keep moving from one step to the next to get to that end goal that they want, or that have that first, as many SaaS companies and application developers who study, user behavior and user interface design, to get to that first magic aha moment, like, oh, it works. So for example, I signed up for a Write Message, and I was working on it late into the day yesterday, and I got to that aha moment, and it reminded me, like, well, this is, the onboarding flow wasn't so smooth. It could have done better with a little more, like a video or some sort of hand holding. But once you understand, oh, like, okay, it actually is easy, then it's like, aha, like I understand, and I can see how useful and how easy it is to get the result that I'm looking for, which is to dynamically have a dynamic text on our homepage, for example, or on our blog, whatever. So in this case, they're keeping it very simple, and that's a good thing. Would you want to map out something? Do you want to research and design, strategy and planning, blah, blah, blah? Okay, so you can also, again, kind of skip making a decision and say, okay, I want to start from scratch, as you can see down here. Now I selected strategy and planning. I scrolled down. I found one that had to do with some sort of a flow chart, a diagram flow chart. I selected that. So instantly, I'm not starting from scratch. I already have something that I can build off of, and that takes some of the guesswork away. And I understand that there's a whole library of resources and use case examples, so I can see literally how useful the tool is. Because the purpose of having a library like this is not just to save someone time, but to inspire them and to show them the different ways in which the product is valuable and can be useful. Many ways that people haven't just even thought of. Because this is going to sound a little corny, but It's the truth. One of the most underutilized muscles in the human body is your imagination. Your imagination, your imaginary brain muscle, okay? Because there's friction involved in thinking. You have to actually think. And and when people in general, they're not thinking about your product the way you think about it, where it's obvious to you, like, oh, well, you could use us, for this and that and this and that. This is a big part of why at autogrow.co we're building out our idea template library for clients who want to know all the different ways that they can use us and many of the ways that they haven't even thought of. And, I think we're going to have some sort of an email sequence just to remind people, hey, tips and ideas for, what you can delegate to your autogrow team. Okay, so that's enough on that. So I selected, this option. Okay, boom, I have something, it's like, oh, okay, like, you start to connect dots, maybe start to customize it. And notice too, prominent call to action, prominent options on here. It stands out more than any of these options, which are actually part of the tool itself. It's of course, the share button, right? Other. And then after about, 20, 30 seconds, this helpful 2-minute video appears. And that further reinforces because it shows you, how you can collaborate in real time. It shows, mouses, mouse pointers kind of going around the screen and, different possibilities for different templates that are out there. All right. And it just paints a picture of, what it might look like when you're successful in terms of using Miro for different things. So for example, Kanban Framework. So more examples, more use cases, more showing it actually being used, showing the actual product in action. Now, once you click on share, here's what comes up. So very similar, just a different format to the onboarding flow, to the initial onboarding flow, where they said, oh, invite team members. So you can type emails, you can import from Slack or Gmail. I would actually make those a little more prominent and branded, have the actual icon there. Invited team and board can edit. So copy the invite link once again. Team can team access to the board, right? Anyone with the link. And I kind of did a double take when I noticed this because it's kind of smart. It's smart from a sales and persuasion point of view, because it's a little bit of here's what it says. Again, this is at the bottom of this share pop-up here. Invite unlimited team members for free. Okay, so emphasizing you can invite as many people as you want. All your boards will be visible to them, but you can upgrade, you can pay if you want to make your boards private. Now they're not specific here. You could say maybe they're not specific on purpose. There's not a lot of space. They want to keep it brief, fine. But if you're doing, professional work, corporate work for your startup, whatever, chances are, law of loss from the 11 laws of sales funnel physics, you're thinking about that unknown factor. It's like, wait a second. You're saying that anyone out there can view the boards that I've created if I'm not paying? And, it might not be that easy. For example, it's probably not indexed by Google, so it's probably semi-private. But if someone had the motivation, yeah, maybe they could probably stumble across, your board. And but notice again how it's vague. They don't go into detail in terms of explaining like how private it is or isn't. There's a little bit of a law of loss fear factor involved, because oh no, if someone sees what I'm planning, this is private company stuff. I don't want them to. I might as well upgrade, or you're more motivated to at least. Here's where we close the viral loop. Okay, so we've gone through onboarding. I went to the link. You send the link or the invite to someone through email, whatever. They'll click on it. They'll come here. This looks like this. They get kind of a little preview of the product. So it looks exactly like, boom, the product is right there. The diagram, whatever it is right there in the background. even though it's really not a stock image. It says, you know, hey, the person who invited you, me in this case, they're actually online in real time. So that helps to promote engagement and shows, you know, it's immediately useful. And then two options to sign up. So law of range, in this case, from the 11 laws, once again, of sales funnel physics, law of range, two options. I could have pointed this out earlier too, with sign up, but sign up with email or sign up with Google. And doubtless that they have A/B tested this. They show, if I had uploaded an avatar for my user, that would be showing here right now as well. So law of confidence, some social proof. Instead, it just shows an M. People might not know what that even means. And then it shows the icon of Miro, the brand. And then of course you click, yes, I want to sign here. Okay. This is the closing of the viral loop. So at this point, you went through, invited some people, and now they've come, they're starting their own loop, okay? It goes around and around and around. I think it's better to think of it as, like a, here's a diagram, like a branch. There's, 1, 2, or multiple branches coming out from it. People keep getting invited for it to be more useful. They show the different packages. It's instant. There's no waiting. So again, law of friction, they keep the friction nice and low. They show you different packages, the price for each. And notice here, $30 for 3 members. Okay, what's up with that? Because I thought it was unlimited free members. Okay, they have a different price if you're a consultant. And then they have FAQs, pretty standard, tried and true formula. So who do I pay for in Miro? Pricing is seat-based. So basically, you only pay for team members or occasional editor roles. So in other words, if you have someone, like if your website, I think this is how they do it. They could be more clear here. So law of clarity, 11 laws of sales funnel physics, law of clarity. You want to be clear, not clever. They're not trying to be clever here, but there's just a lack of clarity around, how does it work? Because it says unlimited free, but what I would guess is if your company is, and your email address is, john@abccompany.com, and you want to invite Mary to collaborate with you, Mary@abccompany.com, you would have to pay for Mary because she has the same, domain name, meaning she's on, your team, part of your company. But in all other cases, if they have a Gmail account, that's free. And then the other limit is the number of boards that you can actually have. You can have 3 boards. View and comment. It looks like it might just be viewing and commenting as well. So maybe that's the definition of a team member, is to edit in real time, not just viewing and commenting. So it's the ability to work together to move things around and make edits as well. They also have live chat. So chat is considered a very sticky feature typically because it's real-time communication. So people will sit and wait, and it's part of the reason for the success of Slack. And here's another feature: voting. So again, call to action to upgrade. So multiple areas and opportunities to get you into their paid. All right, so that's Miro in a nutshell and their viral onboarding flow. All right, so I hope you found this video useful. Let me know what you think. Was this useful to you? Was this tear down and kind of giving you a little bit of the strategy, the inside baseball on it? Was it useful to you? Was it interesting? Should I do more videos like this? Would love to hear from you. Would also love to hear in general, what is your biggest marketing or even operational challenge at your business in terms of growing, starting, or scaling, wherever you're at in your journey? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And if you are interested in scaling your company, say you're a coach, a consultant, an agency, even a startup, okay? Or perhaps you're more established as part of a bigger business, you're a brand marketer, check out autogrow.co. That's my company right here, because at Autogrow, we help you to get quality marketing work done for you fast. It's sort of like project management software, but with proven professionals already inside, ready and waiting to receive whatever projects and tasks, creative, marketing, or otherwise, that you want to delegate to them. And you don't have to deal with the typical headaches of hiring. That's one thing that makes it really easy to, you just sign up and you have a team of professionals just right there at your fingertips. Plus, we recently launched a 7-day free trial for new customers. So you can try us out 7 days completely free. And it's just an amazing value. We have 12 skill sets, whatever tools that you have, like whatever CRM, marketing automation, whatever ad tool that you're working with, we can work with it. You don't have to adopt any new tools or switch to a certain platform because we're only specialized in that platform. We work with dozens and dozens of different tools, so we can work with whatever you have. And that makes it easier to work with us too, law of friction. So check us out. It's autogrow.co. Again, 7-day free trial, autogrow.co. Select your package, sign up. It's a great value. And it solves a big problem. You don't have to deal with the typical hiring headaches. You don't have to be herding cats in terms of chasing after freelancers, or you get unlimited revisions, and it's a subscription. Okay, so it's an unlimited, uncapped subscription in terms of the number of projects that you might want to get done. The only limit is your imagination. And also in terms of the packages that we have, you'll select, when you go to the pricing, autogrow.co/pricing, you'll see the different price points and packages that we have, and you can upgrade, downgrade, cancel at any time. There's no long-term contract. You get a discount if you pay quarterly or annually. But if you want to have faster turnaround time, or if you want to be running multiple projects at once, say anywhere from 1 to 10, which is currently our biggest package, but you can also buy multiple subscriptions if you're a bigger company as well. You can do that. You just select the package that corresponds to how much creative output you want us to do for you. All right. So once again, it's autogrow.co, and look forward to hopefully working with you very soon. So once again, if you like this video, if you found it valuable, leave a comment, subscribe to our email list. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. I hope you appreciate this video and find it valuable. And as always, keep auto growing and stay focused. Talk to you soon.